Hey there, it's Ruth Sherman, CEO and celebrity speech and media coach, but you don't have to be famous to work with me. I want to talk to you today about the number one thing that it takes to get really good as a speaker, presenter, or on-camera presence. You've got to learn how to practice. You know, people want this to just come to them. They think that they shouldn't have to practice. We have all kinds of myths around speaking, like it's natural and we do it every day and it's like breathing. But speaking to a group is different. It is very different. And in order to get good at it and in order to be able to take the stage and command the stage and conquer the camera, you have to practice. Now by practicing, I mean saying it out loud. In your head does not count. We are all eloquent in our heads. When you say it out loud, you have the chance to hear how the words roll off your tongue. And the fact is that when you write things out, you write them for the eye instead of the ear, and our language is perceived much differently in different centers of the brain depending on whether you write and when you speak. So when you make notes about what you're going to say, you have to understand that when you say them out loud, they may come out quite a bit differently. So you've got to say it out loud. And here's the other thing. You have to practice a lot more than you think. Winston Churchill, the great orator, is supposed to have practiced for every 1 minute of speech, 1 hour. That's a tremendous amount of time. And that's what the people who are really good at speaking and presenting, that is what they do. Now, in terms of how much practice you have to do, well, it depends. It depends on the venue, it depends on the stakes, it depends on how fluent you are. In other words, how easily do words roll off your tongue. For everyone, it's different. I can tell you for me, I'm not that fluent. I've got to practice a lot. In fact, for this video, this is my 5th take, and I've been doing this for a long time. So here's what I suggest. You have to do a presentation about a month before. Start jotting down the keywords and the triggers that you're going to start talking about. Start saying them out loud in the car or even when you're walking down the street. You know, all those people walking down the street talking to themselves, they're not crazy, they're practicing. So you start saying them out loud just in bits and pieces. Then about 2 weeks in, you start saying pieces of your presentation out loud from beginning to end. If you get interrupted, which we often do, and you start at the beginning and you get stopped, say, around the middle, then maybe you have to start other days from the middle and take it to the end, because what often happens, well, what always happens is we start at the beginning. It's the instinct to start at the beginning and then stop in the middle, and then by the time we're done practicing, the beginning to the middle is fabulous, but the middle to the end sucks. And you want to go out with a bang. You want to enter with a bang, but you also want to go out with a bang. So it's really, really important to take it from the middle to the end sometimes. And in the last week before your presentation, you want to say it out loud every day. Sometimes more than once a day, so that you really have a roadmap and that when you get up on that stage, you're not completely reliant on your notes or on your PowerPoint slides. Now, I'm all for notes, and I'll talk about that in another video, but the main issue here is practice. You have to practice much more than you think you do. So get out there and practice, because that is how you get to Carnegie Hall. Have a great day.